Chapter 2 The Sweet Smell of Sweat. It ain't always what you'd expect. You'd expect someone who ran a blade through his wife's throat to look like the kind of guy you'd be afraid to pass on the street. I'm not talking some dark alleyway you know you shouldn't have been in. I mean the kind of guy that would scare the crap out of you on a crowded street in broad daylight. Not Bernard Mitchell. This is the kind of guy you'd grab a coffee with or have over for dinner. You and your wife, he with his. It'd be nice, right up to the point he slits your throat. And all the neighbors clamoring for the cameras will say, he was the nicest guy. They'd show his mother next, telling the world what a good kid he was, how he'd never hurt a fly. Believe me, it's just those types you gotta watch out for. You see a guy catch a fly and take it to a window to set it free, instead of swatting it like a normal person, you run. As they escort him to the interrogation room, I can't help thinking he's got no idea what's coming for him. A witness, we must assume, here to help our investigation. The grieving widower. Catching my gaze, he sends a half-hearted wave to the man who, less than 24 hours ago, told him his wife had been brutally murdered. And now we're old friends passing on the street. Boy, are you in for a surprise, my friend. It's not much. Like a losing hand on a Friday night poker game, Mayo slams the folder onto my desk. The guy can't bluff if his life depended on it. I'll probably take him for 100 or so tonight. O'Connor's hosting, so I'll pick up some brewskis on the way over. After mumbling a disgruntled agreement, I finished the last of my coffee. No drugs in her system. Mel says she was wide awake when he grabbed her from behind and ran the blade through. Felt the whole thing till she bled out. And the bloody handprints were made with gloves, I know. He gave me nothing to squeeze this guy with in there. But there's something he didn't tell you. Just found it. He eyes the folder on my desk. When Mayo raises both eyebrows, it means he thinks he's got something. I'd say he was being smug if he weren't right most of the times he does it. As I flip through the report and more pictures I didn't need to see ever again for the rest of my life, I find what Mayo wants me to see. Right again. He's still being smug about it. You said you'd make him sweat. It's not the murder weapon, but it's something you can use to squeeze. Oh, this is good. It could be enough to get a jury to convict. Not without motive. It's circumstantial. As I snap the folder shut, I say, no, this puts him there. His DNA being all over ain't anything we could use. She was his wife, after all. Not every guy leaves DNA on his wife. That was a low blow, even for Mayo. We don't talk about our private lives. Not in here, not over beers, and never at our card game. I haven't given up on Lucille, but it's been a while. He's right about that. Not this guy. Bernard and Cynthia Mitchell are the perfect picture of a loving relationship. The kind that comes in a picture frame and looks way better than what you put in it. They were still together, true. But this, no. This was during. He was there. Or after. He did admit to being at the scene. Claims he's the one who called it in. No, not this. This isn't a shocked man finding his dead wife. This is the killer setting her body down in that alley. We got him. After I enter, I do the Riker maneuver and swing my leg over the back of the chair to sit. Before uttering a word to him, I press the red button on the recorder. Time is 6:47 p.m. Interview with Bernard Mitchell, husband of the deceased, Cynthia Mitchell. Detectives Ryan Murphy and Joseph Mays present. My steely gaze burns through the folder clenched in both hands. Without making eye contact, I lay it on the gray metal table between me and the suspect. This isn't one of those fancy, technology-rich interrogation rooms they sometimes show on TV. This is a Brooklyn precinct, with a budget that could barely cover the change I got in my pocket right now. Mitchell looks like he wants to say something. Probably wants to know if we found out anything. Of course, he'd be pretending, playing the part. I gotta admit, I wasn't ready for his opener. We've done this a few times before, so I can save us all a lot of time. When I look at Mayo, he's wearing a deer in a headlight stare. He's looking at me like I might know what the heck that was supposed to mean. I got no idea. The thing is, the guy looks serious as a heart attack. He believes what he's saying. Now, I'm not some human lie detector or Sean Spencer hyper-observant type or anything like that, but I got a pretty good feel for when people are lying. This guy ain't. Would you care to explain that statement, Mr. Mitchell? I wave my hand from him to me. We've done this before. He examines the ceiling, like the water stains were some sort of modern art or something. In this very room, yes. 3 before. This is the 4th. As if to convince himself, he gives me a single stern nod. You were a witness in a prior crime? That's a great question Mayo just asked. I know because I was about to ask it. My partner leans forward and adds, or arrested? Shaking his head, Mitchell looks at his lap. It's like he's disappointed in us. A look I got from teachers often enough to become an expert. Ma's look when the teachers called us into the principal's office was worse. And she had the patience of a saint. God rest her soul. This guy's gotta be playing with us. Maybe my lie detection skills are on the fritz or something. Or he could be a genuine nut job. I mean, he went from everyday nice guy and loving husband to killing his wife in cold blood. Let's just hope he doesn't tell us the dog told him to do it. So why were we in this room before? I had to ask. Because I don't remember seeing you before yesterday. Of course, you're right. We hadn't met before yesterday, but we've met 3 times before. Always yesterday, Thursday, October 7th. And we always sit right here, around this time today. One of my eyes squints as it does when I'm confused. The left one, I think. I take a second or 22 to process what this guy's saying. My memory's not the best, but I remember if we met a few times. Telling a guy his wife's been murdered is the kind of first impression that sticks in the brain, know what I mean? And I sure as hell remember if I seen you today before you came in here not 5 minutes ago. That's just it, Detective Murphy. You never do. Leaning into whisper, Mayo says, What's he playing at? I wobble my rounded eyes in reply. Rather than making the suspect sweat, Mayo and I got circles outlining our armpits. There's no telling where this guy's coming from, or where he's headed with this. Detectives. Mitchell has our full attention now. As I tell you every time, I didn't kill my wife. The reason I was at the scene these last 3 times is... Oh crap, just say it, man. Why do people hang a sentence like that? He's so calm I think he's gonna tell me he wanted to eat a liver with fava beans and a nice Chianti. I roll my hand to make him go on. After the first time, when you came to my office to tell me my wife had been murdered, I've been going back in time to save her. Only... He hangs his head again, but this time the disappointment isn't in us. Guilt's turned my head into a boulder too many times to count whenever I'd let Lucille down. We never came to your office, I say. We found you at the scene. Yes, of course. I meant the first time. You wouldn't remember. Every time I try, I fail. I can't even get help there in time. I've held the lifeless body of my Cynthia in my arms 3 times now.